Hello and welcome back to FC26 Spin the Wheel series brought to you by myself, Bevchenko. If you didn't tune into the last episode, we are now beginning Season 2. We had our first game last week against the champions, Manchester City, and were held to a 0-0 draw. However, there's been big changes. Check out the rules in the description below because the wheel dictates everything. We have to spin the wheel now before every game to see how we have to play. We've got some games against Leicester City coming up today, but first, we've received an offer for Murato. £8.2 million bid from Bournemouth, so a bit of a rival at the moment of Bournemouth after their good season last year. Do we have to sell Murato to one of our rivals? Let's see what the wheel has to say. Murato, will you believe in the City ground? No. So we get to keep Murato for the remainder of the season. So first up today is Nottingham Forest at home against East Midland rivals Leicester City. So Leicester City getting promoted to the Premier League at the end of Season 1. So no changes to the starting lineup. As we get underway, a very sunny City ground, and Evan Nilsson quickly giving the ball away there. Thomas to Suter. Skip. Ange Postecoglou knowing Harry Suter very well. The Australian centre-back at the heart of the Leicester defence. Can Evan Nilsson get the better of him today? A good start from Nottingham Forest last week with a 0-0 draw against the champions. We'll happily take that. Well played by Nico Williams to win the ball back there, but he's under pressure already as Elliot Anderson loses out. Forest going to have to be very careful here. Could quickly find themselves behind. Sumer to Skip. Mavididi, and he has just scored a fantastic goal after turning Moussa Niakhaté. Mavididi, continuing from last week, gets his second goal of the season. Great finish, we'll see that again actually. Fantastic turn. Not the start Forest needed. Yates, Jed Spence. Dan and Doy. Gives it back to Ryan Yates. Gives it to Morgan Gibbs-White. To Elliot Anderson. Plays it quickly to Malik Fofana. Forest needs to make things happen now. They're under big pressure this season after failing all their objectives last year. The objectives remain the same though. Must qualify for the Europa League. Must win the FA Cup. And must win the Europa League. So Evangelos Marinakis is not making it easy for us. That's crazy cross by Dan and Doy, by the way. Let's play it. And what's he giving here? Is it a free kick? It is, but it's to Leicester. There's been a bit of a push in the back from Malik Fofana there as he went to win the ball. Ricardo brings it forward to Harry Suter. Alka Kanunis. Fatawu. Lovely ball over the top to displace Nico Williams. Forces Moussa Niakhaté out wide. Referee's giving handball there. Moussa Niakhaté wins it again. And Evan Nilsson plays the ball to Nico Williams, who gets on his bike but loses possession. Forest not playing very good for the first game of the week. Dan and Doy. Show a bit of pace now. Forest need to make something happen because they've done nothing so game. Elliot Anderson wins the header. It goes straight to Daka. Morgan Gibbs-White looking to thread a ball to Malik Fofana, and he does. Harry Suter clears the ball. Forest continue to struggle against the newly promoted clubs. Always seem to do well against the big dogs of the Premier League. It's quite interesting, really. It's quite bizarre at the same time. Goal scorer, Mavididi. And let's play on there. Referee did allow play on. It's a bit touch and go by Forest there with Moussa Niakhaté diving in. Lovely ball. Comes back to Ryan Yates, who's done by Mavididi, who's having a fantastic game today. Canus. Back to Mavididi. It's going to go out for a throw-in. 38 minutes played. 62% possession to Leicester. And 1-0 to Leicester. At the City ground. The fans will not be happy with this. Forest have created absolutely nothing so far. Great bit of play, though, by Forest. Can Danadai make something happen here? He looks for a cutback. There's no one there. Bit of a scramble in the 6-yard box, but Leicester clear it. Morgan Gibbs White, club captain, gets a shot away. Great save by the Leicester keeper. Free header, Elliot Anderson. Plenty of power in that, just couldn't guide it on target. Straight over the bar from the England international. Ricardo to Sumer. To Fatawu. Forest eyeing up Fatawu at the moment. Don't really need midfielders, I don't think. Could be a striker and a defender on the cards, though, once we get towards the deadline day. Boos ring out around the City ground. The faithful are not happy with the performance so far. Here comes Forest for the second half. Elliot Anderson gets things going. Gives it to Fafana down the line. There's no one there to help him. It would be a case of just pumping balls needlessly into the box. Pereira doing well then. Fatawu back to Pereira. Sumer to Kunis. Fatawu dragging. Absolutely drags out Musa Niakate. Elliot Anderson comes to win the ball. He does. Slides in for a 50-50. It comes out to Skip. Ball's opening up and they've played it back. Sumer goes forward. Plays it to Canus. Back to Skip. To Canus on the edge of the box. Keeper comes out. 2-0. Well, absolutely shocking this. 2 shots for Leicester. 2 goals. What do Forest need to do here? Big ball over the top by Fafana to Dan and Doy. Another cross comes in, straight into the hands of the Leicester goalkeeper. 57 played, and it looks like Forest could be heading for their first defeat of the season. Because this is not a good performance by the Reds. They've been absolutely outplayed by Leicester, even though they've only conceded 2 shots. Both have gone in, but they've not looked a threat at all, Forest. At all. The midfield's just getting overloaded by Leicester players. They can't do anything. Thomas. Skip. Sumer. Forest changing to an attacking formation. They need to just go for it now, I think. Ricardo. Sumer. Turned by Daka as well. Here, once again, look. Mavididi. 3-0. What is going on? I'm actually going to take Jacuna off. It's been that bad. 3rd goal of the season for Mavididi. Because I just outpaced completely. Terrible. 3-0 down against our local rivals. And there's going to be some big boos at the City ground, I think. Can we just get one back? There's half a chance for Ryan Yates. Blocked. Dan and Doy keeps that in there. And Forest actually won the ball back. Evan Nilsson won it back, but decided to shoot backwards instead of forwards, which completely sums up today's performance. Mavididi. Down the line. And it comes back to Daka. Absolute terrible performance. Skip to Sumer. To Ricardo Pereira. Skip once more to Sumer. Absolute fantastic football by Leicester. And here's another half chance. Look at Jed Spence got there this time. Actually a bit of pace in the defence to get back. Lovely ball by Forest here. Oh, and a chip. This is fantastic play. Keeps the ball in. Oh, loses it now. Great idea by Forest. Was looking good. It's probably the best passage of the day so far. Nico keeps it in. Gives it to Elliot Anderson, who drives it forward. Gives the ball away. They're just not the same today, Forest. I don't know what is going on. No one can hold on to the ball. Evan Nelson gives it to Dan Ndoye. Plays it out to Jed Spence. Calling for it at the back post. Does it even beat the first post as the Leicester keeper picks it up? Skip brings it forward. 3 minutes to go. And 3 points are on their way to Leicester City. As Mavidi, who's on the game of his life, I believe. It's a fantastic performance. Brings the ball forward. Could get a fourth here. Thomas. Taking it to the corner. Substitute Carmo. Looks it out for a corner kick. Leicester looking to do the short corner. Quick substitution by Leicester as well. Canoes going off now. Daka, edge of the box to Bungard. The substitutes. Who's just come on, Dan Ndoye. And that's the end of the game. 3-0 to Leicester City. At the City Ground. Terrible performance by the Reds. So we have received 3 offers for our players. The first one is a loan offer for Jé Cunha, who is our starting centre-back on a 2-year loan to Bournemouth, once again coming in for our players. The other one is a transfer for David Carmo for 15.5 million, which I would actually take because he doesn't even get a game from Fiorentina. And then Nico Williams is subject from a bid from Athletic for 27.1 million, which we want to keep Nico Williams. See what the wheel has to say. First up, Jé Cunha. Will you be going to Bournemouth on a 2-year loan? Yes. So we have lost our centre-back on loan to one of our rivals. Fantastic. Love that. David Carmo. Will you be going to Fiorentina for £15.5 million? You could be starting next week. Now Jé Cunha's out. No, you won't, because you will also be leaving the club, but this time on a permanent deal. So 2 yeses. And finally, Nico Williams, 27.1 million to Athletic Club. Hopefully it's third time lucky for us, because we really need to keep Nico Williams. See what the wheel has to say. It's close. We have to sell Nico Williams for 27.1 million. We have to lose 3 players. We're going to have a busy transfer window. Not going to lie, absolutely devastated about that. So there's confirmation of Jé Cunha going on a 2-year loan to Bournemouth. Have a great time. And there's confirmation of Nico Williams leaving the club to join Athletic. 27.1 million. And David Carmo to Fiorentina for 15.5 million, which isn't too bad, but when you've just lost your starting centre-back, it is bad. So, match day down at Craven Cottage, Fulham versus Nottingham Forest. I would like to also make an apology. I forgot to spin the wheel before the Leicester game. However, it didn't make a difference, did it, as we got absolutely battered 3-0. However, we're going to spin the wheel now and see what we have to do against Fulham. Or what do we need to do before the Fulham game? Oh, so we have to promote a youth player from our academy, and we have to start him immediately. Let's go have a look who we should bring in. So our youth academy is looking pretty good at the moment. We've got a lot of potential there, not a lot of overall ability. I mean, we could bring in a striker, because that would be quite interesting. I mean, we're getting a bit desperate at the moment. We need a striker and we need defenders. So it could be Stuart Gordon, it could be Coutinho. Got no centre-back in Quinn. He's not ready, though. We'll get absolutely battered at the back. I think, you know what? We're going to bring Luis Enrique Coutinho into the starting lineup. We're going to bring him. Give him a crack. Can always sub him, right? So, Coutinho, welcome to the first team. So, plenty of changes given the transfers that we just had to do. So, we've got Omar Richards, who will be starting at left-back now. And Murato comes back into the starting lineup as centre-back. And we also have a new striker up front, Luis Enrique Coutinho, promoted from our youth academy and forced to start immediately as per the wheel. See how he gets on his debut. Tough game to start. Raining in West London as Fulham kick off. Harry Wilson played fantastic against us last time out, scored the winner in injury time. And there's a ball through to the new man. And Coutinho has just scored on his debut. Unbelievable. The 16-year-old has hit the ground running and Forest are winning 1-0. Anderson plays it through to Coutinho once more. This kid's unbelievable. He's only like 50-something rated. Blocked by another effort by Coutinho. Have we found a little gem here or something? Because he has started fantastic. Wilson brings the ball forward. Dinks it over the top. Is this what Forest needed? A bit of fresh blood. Smith Rowe. Gets past his man. It was a bit of a cheeky effort from... Can't remember who it was. I think it was Wilson. Maybe not. Probably wrong there. But good save by Matt Sells. Coutinho plays it. Fantastic to Fofana. Coutinho, considering he's low rated at the moment, playing well. Ball comes to the captain. Dan and Doy twizzles. Tries to get a shot away, but it's blocked and cleared as Kevin brings the ball forward for Fulham. Rodrigo Muniz to Emile Smith-Rowe. Jed Spence chasing down Kevin. Should get the better of him, but he doesn't. It does. No, he's still not got it. Kevin doing really well here. Cuts the ball back to Rodrigo Muniz, who's on the right foot. It's poor play by Forest there. Half a chance for Fulham. And Fofana's away. Great through ball by Fofana. But Coutinho does not have the pace yet to deal with such a opportunity. Still can't believe him scoring in the 3rd minute on his debut. That's given away by Morgan Gibbs-White. Should have brought the ball forward, carried it forward, to be honest. Gassanier to Emile Smith-Rowe. Rodrigo Muniz. Nice little turn. Tries to make something happen. Very attacking Rodrigo Muniz. Surely offside, but Kevin's through here. And he's put it wide. And it's a corner. Must have got a touch to it. Great save by the Forest keeper. Very end-to-end this game so far. But Forest have got their shooting boots on and Fulham don't. Omar Richards back in the first team after the club lost Nico Williams to Athletic in the week. Fofana's putting some excellent balls in. Harry Wilson wants the ball out for a throw-in. Forrest looking for some space, not got it. Elliot Anderson gives it back to Fofana. Looking for some help now. He gets it again from Elliot Anderson. There's just no one here. And there we go. Coutinho plays a lovely ball to Fofana. Can he get the ball back in play? Drills a pass, which goes out for a corner kick. Big cross by Morgan Gibbs-White. Comes to nothing, though. Rodrigo Muniz. So Morgan Gibbs-White, the captain. Brings it forward, drives it downfield. He's got Fofana on his inside. He's going to probably look to do something better with it, though. Oof. And the pass is cleared. Harry Wilson brings it forward. Harry Wilson, obviously, on the radar after his demolition performance last season against us. Someone we could be looking at. We're definitely going to have to strengthen immensely. I feel like we need 5 players after what's happened so far with the wheel this year. But the wheel has finally given us a gift in the form of Coutinho telling us to play him, because despite being 50 or 60 rated, he's been absolutely unbelievable so far. He's done excellent. Ball goes out for another throw-in. Forrest is knocking it about for half-time now. Waiting for that whistle. And there we go, half-time. 1-0 to Nottingham Forest at Craven Cottage. Courtesy of a debut goal from 16-year-old Luis Henrique Coutinho. And there is the young Brazilian. Coutinho kicks it off for the second half. Dan and Doyle, a little drag back to Jed Spence. Looking for support. He needs to get it here, and he gets it from Dan and Doy once again. Great overlapping. Cross comes in from Dan and Doy. Jed Spence chasing the follow-up. Kevin blasts it away. And Musa Nikate wins the header. Gives it to Ryan Yates. Forces it down wide to Jed Spence. With a ball here, he could be offside. And he is. Dan and Doy offside. So Coutinho is 59 rated. And he will come off now for Evan Nilsson. What a debut from the young man. Fulham also making a change. Ruiz coming off. Or coming on rather. Rodrigo Muniz. The number 9. Been quiet today. This man hasn't though. Fofana. He's put some good balls in. Dan and Doy. Ball over the top to Evan Nilsson. Keeps hold of it. Does well. Just loses out on a bit of strength there. As Junior picks the ball up. Sander Berg. Pings one across the field to Kevin. Who gets dispossessed by Ryan Yates. Who then gets dispossessed with his pass. But Dan and Doy picks it up. Forest looking to reset. And they do. Morgan Gibbs White. It's half chance here for Forest. And he's skied that one over the bar. Callum Hudson-Odoi coming on now for Malik Fofana. Fulham also making a substitution with Lukic coming on and Anderson coming on at the back. Great ball by Morgan Gibbs White to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Not seen much of the Englishman recent games. Obviously got dropped for Fofana and dropped for Barış Yilmaz. He won the substitution role over Yilmaz. But Fofana has been ever present. Has been fantastic, Malik Fofana, with his pace. Omar Richards there. And that's a foul by Marcel Ruiz, the substitute, getting booked already for a late kick on Omar Richards. And Angie's not happy with that one. But the yellow card shown, that's probably what it was worth. Great pay there to Morgan Gibbs White. Dan and Doy is looking to make the most of this. Nice little back heel pass. Gibbs White wins the ball, but just couldn't get it on his toe there at the end. It got stuck on his heel and lost possession. Marcel brings it forward. Kevin. Been busy as Kevin. Anderson plays it over to Kevin once more. This time Morato's ready for him. And there we go. Forest on the counter now. Dan and Doy should have the pace to get past his man in Ruiz. He does. Can he get past the left back? Yes, he does. It's big pace here by Dan and Doy, creating half chance for Forest. Pass comes in. Oh, and Bassey knocks it back to Henderson, who's now playing for Fulham by the looks of it, in the goal. First I've seen him touch the ball. Evan Nilsson looks to get a shot away, kills one. Easy save by Henderson. Rato wins the header, but it goes back to Sander Berg in the midfield for Fulham. Kevin out wide once again. Looks to take on Jed Spence. Does some bizarre turn on the ball, but keeps hold of it. That was a weird 360 spin by Kevin, but I mean, he kept it. Sander Berg pushing more forward now. Got to be careful, Forest. Musa Nikate. Forest next game is away at Liverpool, so things do not get easier for the club. Looking for a ball, and there it goes. Lovely ball through to Evan Nilsson. Can Forest score? Oh, tackle by Bassey. It was a fantastic tackle. And fans really appreciate that. Thought it was a guaranteed goal then. There's a ball to Morgan Gibbs White. Shot away and great save by Henderson. 1 minute to go. Mari Hutchinson comes on now in the place for the captain. Alex Iwobi, 1 minute to go. Marcel. Is it Alex Iwobi? Forest got to be careful. It's a one-on-one. Injury time's nearly up. Forest win the ball back, and that should be the game. Forest get their first 3 points of the season away at Fulham, courtesy of a debut goal from 16-year-old youth academy player Luis Enrique Coutinho. And that win leaves Nottingham Forest in 14th. 1-1, drawn 1, lost 1. Join us for tomorrow's episode where we have a transfer deadline day special, and we're going to need to bring players in. And no doubt the wheel will cause more chaos. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Luis Enrique Coutinho's performance. Until next time, cheers.